so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. I'm here with
Stu G. Nice to be with you.
again here with Stu G.
Love it. Every time.
And we're working on a really cool. We just got done shooting all the demos for a very cool pack that we're really excited about. The next in the line of Stu G collection amps.
Yes.
It is Stu G's
Arshall.
the Arshall, because the M fell off.
Yes, and we don't know where it is.
We don't know where it is, but put in shots of the Arshall here, and
right.
It's aptly named. You really did lose the M somewhere.
Really did. I've got no idea where. It probably fell off with a little bit of misuse from the lid sometime, you know.
This amp is really cool. You've used this on some projects, on some Delirious stuff.
Yes.
Where have we?
Since about 97, 98, I've had this amp. So this particular amp has always lived in America.
Okay.
In the UK, I had a JTM 45 head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Which
so this being the Bluesbreaker combo, the JTM 45 sort of combo.
That's exactly right.
The one that Eric needed to fit in the boot of his car.
That's right, yeah.
That's right. He needed it for, he needed to go to a recording session.
Yeah.
Had to fit it in the trunk, as we would say.
I know. We complain now when we've got a one bag of Helix or Kemper, don't we?
I see people say the Helix is too big. They need to only take the stop to their gigs because the Helix is just too heavy.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? But Stu G's Arshall, it's a Bluesbreaker combo.
Yeah.
And it's got greenbacks in there.
Yeah.
And compared to the Park, you know, it's got a similar tone to the Park, but it feels like the Park's maybe cousin or something.
Yeah. So it's definitely a little bit fuller. Yeah. A little bit spongier. I don't know. Really, it's more in the feeling of it than the tone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it has a valve rectifier, not solid state like the Park does. So already it kind of has a little more sag to it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think the speakers make a big difference. Even though the cab is still open back and fairly thin, it still has a little more bottom end to it.
Yeah. You can almost hear the squish.
Yeah.
It's a little, and I would describe it as a little bit more vintagey sounding.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Not that the Park doesn't sound not vintage.
Yeah.
This just has a little bit of vintage feel. You can feel it.
Totally does. And what I love about the profiles we've done is that you can, it's really defined between the channel 1 and channel 2 and the joint. Like they all sound like real individual.
Yeah.
And you know, from the clean to the kind of dirty, overdriven sounds, superb. Like really, really proud of this.
The StuG has been using these a lot. We've even included a StuG worship performance because I gave him these profiles a long time ago, 2 months ago or something. Yeah. And he started playing them and has loved them, and they've become part of his live rig. And I've made him keep hush hush about it because I knew this was coming up. But we've included a worship performance that the StuG has been using for all the worship stuff, and we've included 3 Delirious songs.
Yeah.
Sort of by request.
By request, I put a note into the Kemper P&W Facebook group and just said, hey, got a new pack coming out. Is there any songs you'd like to hear?
Yeah.
So these 3 songs kind of rose to the top, and with the StuG doing a Sunday morning performance. It kind of gave me the freedom to dive into this, and which I've really loved.
Yeah.
So we're doing Deeper off King of Fools, God's Romance off Glow, and Miracle Maker off the Mission Bell.
Yeah.
All that I would have used this amp on, or very similar.
Yeah.
So either my JTM at home or this one here. So. I'm really excited about these songs, and I kind of approached the effects in them like I did back in the day. So you'll notice that when you immediately go to a preset, there's not a lot of reverb on any of it because I didn't have reverb pedal.
Right.
Like I had a spring reverb on my on my Park amp.
Yeah, in the Park, yeah.
And that was it. So so there's a little bit of spring in there, but basically all the ambient stuff, it's all from delays.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've kind of enjoyed going back into that, finding the ways in the Kemper that I can make it sound like my old pedals.
Yeah, and it sounds plenty ambient. Let's talk about Miracle Maker for a minute.
Yeah.
The solo is, I think you described it as sort of Queen and Radiohead.
Yeah.
Which is a really great way to describe that sound, actually, because that is what it feels like. It feels like sort of all of those things, and then of course this sort of big singable, almost congregation chorus, you know.
Yes.
But your solo on here is pretty epic.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's melodic. But the major and minor things happen.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But you dialed in a really killer kind of delay on this one, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you're doing something unique. I mean, these effects that we've put in this pack are probably the most the most specific to these songs. You know, these aren't the effects you're using every week.
No.
We've really dialed in for these, and we're doing something really cool with the. I'm pointing down here because the Kemper remote's down here.
Yeah.
But we're doing something really cool with the delays here. Can you show us what that is?
Yeah, sure. So the tone, let me just do it without delay for a minute. But so the tone is. Right, so it's kind of a big overdriven sound.
And that's the solo patch of Miracle Maker.
This is the solo patch of Miracle Maker, yeah. And then
it's that J5, right?
That's right,
that
yeah.
big J5, so jumper 5. This is the amp pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much all the way up.
Maybe it's 8.5, maybe it's 9, but it's all the way.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Oh, we love it.
I love it.
Yes, and so you know, all the way through the song, there's this kind of light quarter note delay on with a little bit of modulation, and then when it came to the solo, you know, back in the day with like your Memory Man and what would have been the DL4 for me at the time, you know, there's not you can't, you just have to be creative with how you kind of kick something up a little bit, you know. So so it's about stacking delays for me. So we got this one delay which is kind of the quarter note thing, sort of down the middle.
Right.
And that's probably an eighth note actually, but yeah, not dotted. And then and not too heavy on the mix, you know. And then I stack it with this delay, which is super wide stereo, and so we've got the eighth note on one side, but then a quarter note on the other. So again, it's not the dotted thing. I'm not trying to get that digga 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 sound.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just it's just making it stand out. So this is the other delay, and then together. So you get this thing in the middle and then this sort of wide thing. So
it's that trick. I'll tell you, because for those people who don't know, it's very common to use a quarter note to get a big lead sound. The sound of the 80s big lead is like a rat and those big quarter note things. You can hear, I mean, John Mayer does it on a lot of things. It's long enough that it gives that long sort of repeat, but you can hear the notes and you can hear it come back and when it plays over. Yeah. But you've sort of taken that and then hard panned more modulation, eighth and dotted eighth, so giving some sort of more pulse because it's still in time. Like you say, not that chicka chicka chicka, not the galloping dotted eighth thing, but by throwing the modulation on the sides, you've sort of left that clarity. Because when you first showed me, you said, you got to check out what I did here. And I went, and you said, because I've got 2 delays on. And I said, really? Because it just sounded like a quarter note. And then once I started listening, I realized, oh, it's because you can hear the modulation, but it leaves that sort of, what you're playing in the center and that main repeat, like with so much clarity. And it gives you big stadium guitar solo type of
Yeah,
sound. Which
it does.
play this solo for us because it's epically huge when you play it.
Right. Yeah, so and I have an expression pedal.
Yeah.
Doing the morphing. So, and I'm really just kind of I use that a lot, just to extend the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I left my computer on over there.
I thought that was me for a minute.
Wouldn't that be cool if we built that into the sound here? No, it's a really great. That is a killer lead sound. I mean, that's like. I mean, that's almost. I mean, it's Brian May.
It is, yeah. You know, I.
Well, this is not a Brian May setup. It's just a.
No.
It's Yeah.
Yeah. You know Brian May is the reason I wanted to play guitar in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, when you look at some of the things I did on certain songs with Delirious over the years, there's definitely like a Brian May thing going on. And then, and the other band that kind of stopped me in my tracks and kind of made me turn and go a different direction was Radiohead.
Sure.
And so this song kind of really has has both of that, because I'm using the sort of
Cause I'm a creep. Right. No, it has that feel, right?
Yeah.
It totally has that feel. Yeah, it's good. No, that's awesome. That sounds awesome. I'm really excited to sort of copy and paste these two delays out of here and put it in my like Sunday morning thing and try this out.
Yeah.
But it sounds really great. How about show us something kind of weird from God's Romance?
Oh yeah.
Just some of the other stuff we've got into here. Obviously, there's more in-depth videos, but
yeah.
Yeah.
God's Romance. Honestly, it has some of my favourite recorded bits of guitar that I've ever done. Like ones that give me the feels. You know?
Yeah.
So first of all, I mean, just the intro that starts with a.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just kind of messing around with a fuzz pedal and
Sure.
and the harmonics.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and then in the middle that you use that same sound just to go. The pre-chorus has this sound that we took the I was using the Strat on it actually, but in the out of phase position, but we just took the delays and put it through a harmonizer just to give it that sort of sparkle on top. On the Kemper we've got the sort of crystal delays, which I've kind of worked on, and that's what's given me the big deep modulation as well as the crystals. So it's kind of like this. So I love that, and like I said this in the demo video, but you can use that for the chorus, or what is on the record, which is. The thing that we kind of really loved when we were kind of doing it was this end section.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool in itself, but then I used to do this stuff all the time with the DL4, where with an expression pedal on the that was like increasing the time amounts.
I could see a young Stu G sort of alone in his room practicing these weird sounds and you know, in an English accent. Turn that down, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So we used to live in this apartment above a store. My mum and dad used to own a wool shop where they were selling, for knitting, you know. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And woolen textiles, and that's when I was starting to learn to play guitar. And so I'll never forget when I got my first 100-watt amp.
Yeah.
And I had it up in my bedroom, and you know, I was learning all my Queen songs and things like that, and Boston and Rush, right? And every now and then you'd hear something hit the window, and people were like throwing their shoes up, trying to get me
above
to be
the wool
quiet.
shop. Did you ever throw the wool over the amp to keep it quiet?
No, I used to have this 5-watt practice amp before I had my 100-watt one, and if I put it up on full, turned it upside down, put the duvet over it on my bed, I could make it sound like Boston.
That's how they recorded all those records. Actually. It was a 5-watt practice amp on a bed.
Yeah,
putting it down.
So I've had a lot of fun with these profiles and this pack with the delays, and so to be able to do that with the morphing that time, making it swoop. You have to not have it set to a tempo. Yeah. So you have to kind of go online and find the BMP to the millisecond chart, because they are actually in time. Like all these, they're in time with the song.
Wow. Sounded like a DJ for a second there.
Right.
It did.
It sounded like a monkey.
It did. That's a monkey record. Okay, well, guys, check out the Arshall pack. It's part of the Stu G collection. It sounds really great. These are, I'm really excited about these performances. The delays and verbs in here, the tones are just great. This is one where I feel like this is the first time I've seen, we haven't talked about this, but compressor is a real effect.
Right.
And it's not just the compressor makes it feel better. Yeah. It's the intro of Deeper and the verse 2. The compressor is super strong, but it's an effect on the sound.
Super long release, you know, so it kind of like really kind of blooms up. That's on the intro, and then on this verse 2 sound.
That is an incredible sort of, that's a sound that reminds me of the 90s.
Right.
Because, like you told me, what were you using?
What do you mean? Well, the Dynacomp.
And that's how Dynacomps sound. You know, you can't, I really gotta turn the computer off. That's how Dynacomps sound. There's no controls. Yeah. Volume and intensity, right?
Yeah, sensitivity.
Sensitivity. Yeah. And it's always over compressed. Yeah. There's no way to get it subtle or anything. And that sounds like that. Yeah. But here it's being used as an effect, and it's a very cool effect. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, with the sort of verb and delay you've got on there, it's a very it's almost Pearl Jam-esque. Right. There's a lot, you know, or any of the bands from that time kind of doing that thing.
The chorus on there is also the chorus that's made from a harmonizer, not a chorus pedal. So.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they should go pick this up, and they should try out these effects. Yeah. And they should go play along with the songs, because these are really awesome. Plus, these are the performances in there. There's some other performance videos up on YouTube and Facebook. This is, also the StuG has a Sunday performance out there. But underneath all of these effects and underneath all these tones is a super awesome kick butt classic Marshall sound. Yeah. And it's got a bright channel, sort of the normal channel, so it does that brighter JTM 45 thing. It does that, the more classic Marshall thing. So whether you're a Telly guy, a Strat guy, a Les Paul guy, we jumpered them together for the most gain and those classic sounds. And this thing just sounds like a killer Marshall.
It does. It is.
It really does. It makes me smile every time we play those big, like the J5 profile. It's just, it's awesome.
It's kind of like the process of doing this has made me fall in love with it all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to take it back?
Oh, yeah, I might leave it in for a bit longer.
It's been living at my house for a little while we've been working on these profiles and stuff. So, but no, it's a killer amp. It's Stu G Arshall, and it's available now. So
Awesome.
Go check that out. And hey, like the video. It helps the channel and everything.
Yeah.
Subscribe. We're working on a ton more stuff. We were just discussing some really cool amps that maybe even some amps people haven't even heard of.
That's right.
That are in your collection that are really cool.
Yeah, that's
and that
right.
are coming up.
Yeah,
and actually, we have to profile them.
That's
and
right.
I'm excited to really check them out.
Yeah, they're in the shop now, getting converted to US power.
Oh, right. I didn't even realize
Yeah.
they hadn't even been.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, I've been HW.
I've been Stu G.
Out.